Capricorn, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channel messages that come through. So let's get into it. I apologize, number one, I should start off for the delay on getting these readings out. I am actually recording on the full moon, so that's kind of fun, always kind of imbibes the readings with a little bit more good juju, more spiritual energy. Excuse me, I'm tripping up over my words apparently. I hope you're doing well though. We're in Virgo season. Virgo really helps us find balance, stability, a little bit more harmony in our daily structure, our daily routine, how we're showing up for ourselves, making sure that we're taking proper care of ourselves. And, with this full moon, it's actually, it's a lunar eclipse, so it is more introspective. It is in a water sign, which has a tendency to heighten emotion on top of what full moons already bring. So it can be a little dodgy, but walking into the day, we're getting a lot of support, I should say, in the astrology. There is, yes, some tension, but it's very topical. It's easy to overcome if we kind of process through it and let it go. Where is this coming from? Why is this popping up, etc. And then we're able to release it when we have a better gauge on it. And that's really where our power is lying currently. It might not seem valuable or there is a lot going on because we've had a lot of ups and downs. We've had a lot of stops and starts. There's not a lot manifesting. Mars is tensely aspected to Jupiter. So it's a little stagnant, the energy. It's dealing with what we have in front of us. But that's also why I like to start these readings off with an energy cleansing. It just sets the tone, sets the vibe for the reading. Cleansing out any blocks, obstacles that we might be coming into. It's a great time to set your own intention as well, Capricorn, especially if you have something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you're just interested in that rebalancing of self, your mind, body, soul. I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. Like I was saying, when we're feeling strong and balanced, that's really where we find our happiness, our fulfillment. We're able to manifest our goals, our dreams, our desires, etc. And I would love to help support that in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up, Capricorn. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, Capricorn. So you feel lost in thought, lost in options is what I'm hearing, right? I do feel there is this level of maybe being at a fork in the road. You don't really know which way you're going to go. I don't think there's just two options. Maybe a crossroads is a better way to say it, because it does feel like multiple options are in front of you, or you're trying to get clear on what those multiple options are. And I think in the process, getting a little distracted, it might feel a little bit overwhelming to some capacity. I love this message of peace in the overarching energy. Maybe you have to make peace with someone this week and you're assessing what that would look like, right? Kind of prepping for the conversation, or how can I approach this person? How can I, connect, kind of get where I'm going or the results that I want, sorry. That's kind of what I'm talking about, spacing out. It's like, I feel like I'm coming in and out of this reading, you know, in and out of the energy. It looks like things were up in the air for some time. And I think I feel like you were exploring options, playing around again with different ideas, seeing what the energy was, why it was that way, why it was working in this certain way, etc. And I feel like it's brought you back around to someone or something with this respect card. I feel like you're finding newfound respect for choices, decisions that someone made, especially as it relates to stability, right? Especially as it relates to, like, I don't know, sometimes things are not what they seem, or we think we can do something and it turns out we can't. And so we have to make adjustments accordingly. So we're not hurting ourselves, not hurting others, burning ourselves out, etc. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting, is like something does have a newfound respect for you. Maybe they're not telling you this quite yet. Maybe this is something that is coming up for them a lot, like I said. And in that way of connecting, reaching out. All right, let's look at this a little bit more. Something got in the way. There was just something that I feel like wasn't, I think you just let it go because you didn't really want to be a part of maybe like something that seemed like it was a game. You didn't want to be a part of someone's drama, is what I'm hearing. Queen of Cups. We have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Someone who perhaps walked away from you for a while, or maybe didn't feel like you were treating them with a certain amount of respect, because you're in this energy of Nine of Swords, which is fear. It's fear, it's anxiety, it's maybe even a little humility. And, you know, unfortunately, as I'm saying this, I'm reminded that's like with the full moon lunar eclipse, that's definitely the energy, the space we're in, because we have to, we have to kind of reflect within ourselves to see places that maybe we need to show up a little bit differently. Someone chose their own victory, their own path of success, and so you went your own way. I think you made a choice that might have been a little bit fickle, or in a response. Like, I think you made a choice that you wouldn't have normally made, but because of whatever this was, because of maybe some of the ambiguity or not knowing how something was going to play out, you took a risk. That's the word. You took a risk. And whether this person's situation, it was their response to just be like, okay, well then I'm going to do this for myself. But you're still in this space of fear, right? Like, you're still kind of in this space of fear of like what's going to come out of it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, we have the Devil in your energy, Capricorn. You might have been trying to teach someone a lesson, you know, and I think it didn't work out in that way. And I think that, like, the more maybe you tried to control the situation, the less it was able to be controlled. And unfortunately, you know, here's the thing. I don't feel, maybe it is a little bit of a hard pill to swallow. I'll say that. I also want to clarify this blocked energy. Maybe it is a little bit of humble pie. You know, it's a double-edged sword, right? There's good things about it, but then things that are kind of embarrassing, or, you know, whatever. And I think that, you know, again, we're kind of in that season anyway, astrologically. And the more that you perhaps withhold or don't allow yourself to really just be authentic or vulnerable, the harder it's going to be, right? You know, and we're getting this energy of loss, because what I'm seeing in your blocked energy, you have children. So there might be children involved, responsibilities that are getting in the way, things that are kind of diverting your time, your energy, etc. But then we have the Page of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Anant card, which is basically about like our spiritual evolution. And that's being blocked, like having that conversation, kind of giving that offer of that message of peace, extending the olive branch. And I know it's hard to do, right? Capricorn, you are a very strong energy. You pride yourself, I think, in a lot of ways on your strength, as you should. I have like a lot of respect for Capricorns, 100%. At the same time, it can be really counterintuitive to relationships when we do actually need people, or we do actually need to express certain things so they don't linger, so they're not hanging over. And it does kind of come down to a level of respect, being respectful of people, of situations in your life, even if they're making choices that like you wouldn't make or doesn't vibe with you. Because unfortunately, whomever this Queen of Wands is, they're not really worried or they're not taking your advice. We have 6 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and 9 of Pentacles. So it's just like they're going to do what they're going to do at the end of the day. That's all that means, you know. They might hope that you come around with this 7 of Pentacles. They might want you to be a part of whatever this is, but then at the same time, and I do kind of see you coming around because they're not going to budge. And I feel like that's kind of where, whether you guys are like duking it out, I don't feel like it's that extreme, but just like who can go without saying something the longest. That's almost how this feels. Like it's a little bit of a competition. I'm laughing because we all do it, right? And sometimes these are the petty things that we hold on to as human beings because we want to feel right. We want to feel justified in our perspective. At the same time, it can lead to loss, And yeah, this loss doesn't necessarily mean forever. It could be momentary. But sometimes when we resist or when we play that game of chicken, it really just like ends up like hurting us, in the long run, because people are only going to do that for so long, right? Before they become disinterested. So I am the main character. I know that I am the only one who determines how my story unfolds. And I'm hearing this for you, Capricorn. That goes back to like how you interact and how you connect with people that are in your life, right? You can choose. Life is a little bit of a chess game. I'm not encouraging negative manipulative tactics. However, sometimes we do have to speak in a certain way, say certain words, certain things to people to convey what we mean or like our appreciation. Some people need a boost of encouragement. Some people need, like a little bit more of a heavy hand. Understanding people and dynamics actually works to our benefit, right? And it helps us get both goals, jobs accomplished. I am magnetic. I know that I will attract everyone and everything aligned with my purpose. That's another huge one right now, like not forcing the issue. Because Queen of Cups, whomever this is to you, doesn't look very interested. As long as you're not budging, they're not budging, right? They're going to do their thing the way they want to do their thing. And sometimes we have to remember that if something is not coming to us, then maybe it's just not the time for it, right? Like maybe we need to go do other things before we come back together. I'm dreaming bigger. Yeah, letting your dreams kind of like fill your mind and fill your goals and fill your visions versus waiting around on something. I know that life is only limited by imagination. So give yourself that possibility to maybe kind of look beyond whatever these losses are, right? I think self-reflection is good right now. It's important because it helps us know how to do it a little bit differently next time around. It doesn't necessarily mean we're getting back something that we did lose, unfortunately. We're able to see that in dynamics right now by who's like willing to like work things out and not. And if you're not talking, well, no, that's kind of the answer right there. Sorry, that's such a like down note to leave on. I think you're making peace with this week, and you're allowing yourself to pursue new beginnings as a result. There is kind of like, lots of potential embedded into that. It's just like also making sure to nurture your heart through the process, Capricorn. All right. Thank you so much for your time, energy always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share, and a little love, little tea TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support to the channel. No, it blesses my heart, and I'm sending love and blessings back to you.